Oh, I apologize in advance for everything, but it is the way it is. Um, Making sure that everything is all set. So I do believe so. So, without further ado, let's turn on the capture and get going. Welcome to Minecraft, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is for um, Johan specifically. However, you will not be hearing any sound from the story until it's uploaded. So, and what I'm going to do is after this, I am literally going to get it going and uploaded and all that. So, what we'll do is we'll actually and I've got all of my actually hang on. I want to do something for y'all. Actually, I won't be able to do that. Um what I will do instead is I will pull it up on my phone and every once in a while I will check it. Sorry guys, I'm doing internet stuff as I go about. Um, but let me get my channel because my channel will show that I am online. I want to mute stuff. There we go. Making sure that I look at my accounts so that I can actually okay. hopefully I'm live, because if I'm not, that's a problem. It says I'm live, but it also says I am watching chain of memories, which is not the case. But I have to make sure that I kick play. I'm actually, and I'm gonna have to cut some of this stuff out. So I can actually entertain you guys as I go, because I want to make sure that I entertain. Go. That's why we're doing spelunking today. And I'm gonna focus on positive stuff to do. I'm not gonna actually talk about any of the things going on in the country right now, because I would rather not. Um, and I'm sure those in America could talk about these things, and I just don't want to, because, well, I officially fell from a very high place, and you guys hopefully will see that uh, laugh. Um, oh crud, I forget capture. Um, I got an alert and I wanted to double check. Um, where is my? I guess I'll have to do that because I don't have anything else. Um, yeah, it's may not rest. There are monsters. Um, I know there are monsters. If I want to rest and go away. Uh, uh, sorry guys. I just laugh at this game very much because that I'm gonna make a sword and a axe because what we are. Now gonna see if I can actually. Yeah, that gives me poison. It doesn't always give me poison. This time it gave. But I may start doing, guys, get enough on Twitch. I may start streaming on Twitch and upload to YouTube. It might save data and it might save my bacon. Uh, but for now, I'm doing on both or on all of the above, specifically because it is what it is, and I want more traffic. So I want to make sure that everything is going well, and I want to double check, make sure it says one is watching, but I guarantee you one is me. That's another thing. I really wish it would recognize who I am versus other people. But this is really not a. I'm gonna have to cut out some of this so that I can um, have content. Um, None of it's gonna be sped. I'm standing still. It's gonna be me standing still. But I'm gonna have to actually But you know, it's one of the things. Okay, so that will help me out, but it's too dark down to see. So what I'm gonna do, tell nobody. Who you gonna tell? They ain't nobody here other than me, and I know we're gonna do creative, and I'm gonna spawn in some good old fashioned, good old fashioned torches. I'm also in the middle of a play more in the background, and I'm not gonna tell you what over. Um, I'll say this: I make no secret. I believe some pretty sensational things, but there are some things that I'm just not. I don't want to say are completely ludicrous, because Lord knows I, like I said, I believe some pretty sensational stuff. Um, but there's some things that concerning a favorite author I have. A lot of people give this person a lot of flack because of their views concerning some of the woke mess going on. And the one criticism I give towards this person is she bit the bullet. He actually went along with it, thinking it would gain her clout, and it did. But the moment she took an actual stand, um, it actually hit her in the butt because the same crowd that once lauded her praise called her extremely bigoted and whatever phobe you want to put in there. Um, which just goes to show don't ever placate to the mob, because the second you placate to the mob, you end up going on a journey of what have I done, and that's never a good thing to go on. Um, and I mean this with the absolute utmost sincerity. I get people believe what they do, and I respect it. I believe you have a right to believe what you do because I believe what I do. And some people don't like that. So, and my philosophy in just about everything is no matter where you go, no matter what you do, there's people not going to agree with you. you see where I'm going with this. It's a belief system that I hold near and dear to my heart that I think everybody needs to learn and adapt to their life, because especially nowadays so many people disagree with opinions and stuff to a militant degree, and I'm currently dealing with, oh my, we have a zombie family. Let's see if we can take care of that, because I don't have a, we're going for bows. This is to be entertaining while you guys are watching this. I'm not worried about the rules at the moment. You want me to do a full blown series of this Minecraft on another world where I don't have any cheats? Number one, y'all are gonna see me fail a lot, so if you do that, please be aware of that. But please put a comment down below letting me know that that's what you want to see, and we'll see what we can do. Um, but for starters, I'm going with a bow, and I'm going with just plain arrows. We're not going with any fancy, because I don't know what fancy will do. But I guarantee you now that it, well, it looks like they've left us alone for now. Um, which is a good thing. Um, we're sorting through this gravel because that'll give us a platform to stand on. Because in life you gotta have a leg to stand on. Yeah. Um, but my point is, the way that we're treating people now, it's not very good. For example, okay, this is making the rounds right now, and this is gonna be on the live forever now. But Snoop Dogg recently talked about taking his kid to see Lightyear, the movie about Buzz Lightyear. That should be safe for anybody to watch, right? Um, he had his grandson ask about two of the characters, and to make it clear, I have not seen Lightyear, so I've only known what I've heard. And will I see Lightyear after this? Maybe, because I think it's on streaming if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how much viewing it gets. But Lightyear, apparently through like medical science and stuff, uh, woman has a baby with another woman, which is um in reality raises some questions with little kids, right? Okay, I might have just goofed like crazy, but I don't know. I may have just goofed like royally so. Um, but it raises some questions. Uh, Two little kids, right? And look, regardless of your political viewpoint, can we just agree that there needs to be movies that doesn't make kids ask questions that their parents might have to ask later? Can we not just agree on that? I'm not talking about your political views and whether you believe something's right or wrong. That's another issue altogether. That's why I write stories that I do. The stories that I do. You'll notice, okay, my characters that I write, faith is demonstrated, but I don't go into religious detail. I'm not looking to write a sermonette. And that's one of the gripes I have with Christian media as a whole. They don't want to give a story, they want to give a sermon. And I don't want, I'm sorry. Here's my deal. Okay. I understand the things that provide the gospel message and provide, for lack of a better word, teaching are important. And I believe that things that provide that are very good, um, because they're needed. And am I going to laud over somebody, get angry at somebody for actually providing that? No. But do not call it an alternative to mainstream Hollywood when you're not actually entertaining. That is my biggest gripe with Christian media. And I'm going to call out somebody very specific who I very much admire. So, to those who, if he happens to be listening in on this live stream, Butch, I'm not getting mad at you. I realize you're doing what you feel led to do by the Holy Ghost. But here's where you're failing. And this is something that you yourself said you did not like it when Christian media companies did this. You said, and I quote, um, and to be clear, I've talked about my healing and stuff. I want to start off by thanking him and his wife for being so open about their healing and the experiences that they've gone through as a couple and as individuals, because that's part of who helped me go through all of this. So I want to be clear when I address this issue with him. I admire his work, I admire what he does, and I believe he's doing good work as a whole. However, he set out to make a media company, and so far, what he has made that is not mainstream, that is not a part of mainstream companies like Nickelodeon and other companies like that, is specifically he has made Christian faith based cartoons. And look, I'm not dodging those faith based cartoons because they are they are needed and they are wanted by some, and they have a purpose. They have a set purpose that he is accomplishing, and I believe they are necessary. And I do think they are quite funny, unlike some of the faith-based cartoons out there. Um, some of them, they're just there to teach. He does actually get a laugh out of me, and but he's lauding this stuff as an alternative to as above, so below, I guess. Um, to the mainstream media, and the thing is, okay, I know the goal as Christians is to make more Christians, right? That's the goal. That's what we want, supposedly, right? Uh, we'll we'll agree on that. We can agree on that 100% wholeheartedly. I I I think that is a good thing. Yes, but here's where my opinions get a little bit dodgy to some people, and there may be people out there that they're doing this in the best way they know how. Okay, they're doing this in the best way they know how, and they just haven't made it yet. But the ones that have, there are some that are purposefully going to teach teachings basically in the form of cartoons instead of cartoons that happen to have some moral value to them. And the thing that I slain by a zombie again. Um thing that I have an issue with that with, and please don't misunderstand me. Again, I admire the man's work. I'm not like some of these haterades. I am not like some of these people who. Okay, let me check to see. Let me see options. The difficulty. I can't go any lower. I am not like some of these people that want to make all the Christians pray. Okay, I want to see you do well. But here's my biggest hot take, and this is why I do what I do. Number one, there's not a series out there, and I hate to do this about why I do what I do, why I tell the stories that I tell, but I think it's needed, and I think it's good, and I think once you understand why I do what I do, you'll be more supportive of why I do it, or what I do, hopefully, and that's really in the long run what I want, what I feel is needed, is support for the Christian community. But we have to earn it. 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 And when I say we have to earn it, right now we have not been putting good quality work out there. And don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-faith-based film. Okay, some Christians are completely anti-faith-based film, and I see the value in faith-based film. So I'm not going to go there. And I mean this with the absolute most amazing um, support for the Christian community. We have a lot of work to do. We do. We do. And one of the things that we really suck at, sadly, is creation. And that's a really horrible thing to say because our God is the most creative God there is. You go and you look at mythology and folklore and all of the false gods that's out there, and I'm sorry for those that happen to be pagan. Sorry, I'm a Christian. By nature, we believe, but by nature, by um our own belief system, all the gods that are not the Christian God are actually demons according to the Bible, and so that's what we as Christians believe. That's no insult to you, no insult is meant, but that's what my Bible teaches. So that's where I'm going with that, and that's how I think and feel. It's nothing against you personally. You're good people, most of you. I've met a few of you that were some of my best friends. Okay, I'm not trying to insult. Okay, that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going with this. It's not meant as an insult to you personally. It's meant as just a statement of belief. Statement of belief. You understand? It's never meant to hurt anybody. Um. So back to it. You go and you look at the Greek gods, the Egyptian gods. Not very creative. Um. They're over one specific aspect or one specific thing, right? And I'm not saying that they couldn't be somewhat creative, but not as creative as the God of the Christian Bible, the God of the Hebrew Bible. He made everything, all right. He made us not just to be his family. And you go back, that's what he wanted. He wanted family. He wanted companionship. That's why he made us, and that's really when you go back far enough. That's why he made the earth. He wanted family. He wanted companionship. He wanted somebody to choose him. Now, we chose wrongly, and he's still fixing that. But the reason he wanted to create the earth in the first place was he wanted us. He wanted people. And he still wants people, by the way. He's not this mean, angry God that you like to imagine that he is because you see the Old Testament and you misread the Old Testament. By the way, uh, we could explain the Old Testament pretty quickly here. The Old Testament is God's response to not us specifically, but the sin that we commit. Um, and actually, let's use that zombie as an example and zombie villagers. Zombies are just corrupted humans. Zombie villagers are humans. And for actual zombies, thank goodness I just didn't have anything on me at that time. I fell off the cliff. Aha! And zombies. The thing about zombies and zombie villagers is, um, I mean this with the utmost respect. Uh, Zombies cannot be, are not monsters in and of themselves. Something turned them into zombies. We don't know exactly what in Minecraft, but in other medias, it's like radiation or some form of chemical spell. In Disney's Zombies, which I have seen by the way, good series if you want to watch. It was corrupted. Ooh, ooh, corrupted soda or something, some kind of explosion with soda. Lime soda specifically, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on this live stream, because this live stream will remain up after I'm done on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Kick, I think. Um, However, my point is zombies are corrupted humans, right? And only through the right cure, the right potion, if you catch a zombie early enough, um, in this game, can a zombie be turned into a human again or a villager again. Some people think that villagers are mutated humans over time, and that zombies are just the more extreme version of the villager. And I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to talk about theories and such, because let's just be honest. It's going to be hitting creepers like crazy. Um, and after this is done, I'm actually go a little bit further. And the reason I'm going to start streaming when I get enough people exclusively to Kick and to Twitch, which you can follow me there. They're on my thing. Um, is number one, the people that do YouTube anymore, they don't actually view my stuff. They view uploads. They view Sorry, guys. I'm getting notifications out the wazoo at the moment, and I just want to make sure that I'm answering everybody that message me or get in touch with. Um, but um, you'll notice when I talk about the laws and the or not the laws, the different things that people go through concerning this kind of behavior, um, such as freedom. And I want to say this in a way that makes it very clear. I'm in no way insulting anyone, or I'm not meaning to. Okay, but Butch, in and of himself, he's done a great job in most of what he's done. But now he's wanting to go from making kids cartoons to entertain, which we desperately need good entertaining cartoons. We need good entertaining shows that aren't filled with the woke stuff. Um, People are tired of the woke stuff. But you know what else they're tired of? Okay, I'm saying this as a Christian. They're tired of being preached to. I'm tired of being preached to. When I turn on a faith driven show, all I get is the gospel message. I, as a Christian, do not need to hear the gospel message. I need to hear the deeper truths. I need to hear the meat of the word and not just the milk. So, yes, we do need to talk about scriptural truths and we do need to share the gospel with the world. But when I turn on a show from the mainstream realm, okay, this is where the whole thing gets a little kinky, as it were, um, because this is something that a lot of people they don't want to touch with the 10-foot pole. But I don't like the woke stuff that they put on. Okay, I don't. But I also don't like the stuff that we call Christian media that all it does is it preaches the gospel at you and convicts and I'm sorry, number one, that's not your job as a Christian to convict people. It is the Holy Spirit's job. This is where a lot of people are gonna get mad at me for saying what I'm saying. But I don't care. I do not care. Because it is important that we I will tell you what else I know. Because this actually, you know what makes it um we're gonna dig we're gonna do something they tell you never to do. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to dig straight down. Oh, I forgot. But people say, "Oh, Bryce, are you saying you don't want to hear the gospel message in Christian media? What if somebody is unsaved in the audience?" Here is where I stand on that. Okay, okay. Number one, 90% of the people that go into Christian films are going to be saved. Period. No unsaved person is going to go into a Christian film because it is a Christian film. They don't want to hear it. They're gonna walk straight out the door. I know this is gonna hurt some people's feelings. You're telling me that people aren't gonna want to go to my Christian film and hear the gospel and get saved? 90% of them, unless they're just straight up curious, they won't go. Sorry. And to be fair, we are getting better at making good films. I have my criticism with some of the films being um I have my beef with some of the films being, but we're getting better. We're getting better. Uh I've heard good things about a film series called Testament that I think I will try and watch one of these days. Um um but I feel like we're getting there as a society. We're trying to make things a little better. Um I think Chosen for a little bit was absolutely good. When it hit season 3, I found some things in there that I was like, I don't think this is biblical. I don't think we should be putting this in there. Um, One of the things that I had my disagreements with, I don't think Jesus ever said no to healing anyone, anyone. Period. No. And you guys can debate in the comments down below um about it. I'm not gonna address it any further. Sorry, that's somebody trying to get me to join a VR chat call. Uh, I do VR a little bit, guys, and if you want to see more of it, I'll try to get it set up so I can post a little bit here and there about it. However, it's not my cup of tea. It's my friend's cup of tea, and so he wants to make it everyone's cup of tea, and so I try to experiment with it when I can. And I'm not saying I don't like it to some degree. It's just very difficult to work with, and it makes me motion sick. So I'm not going go any further than that. Again, I'm not saying that I don't like this. Okay, I enjoy VR to an extent. Uh, but number one, I have people around me that want me to do it all the time, and that makes me kind of hate it a little bit more. And if it was like, okay, one night a week for 45 minutes to an hour, but no, he wants to do it every freaking day, and it that makes it kind of lackluster. The new wears off and the ocean's blue. You know, so I'm gonna do as much as I can for 5 more minutes, and because there was 5 minutes of kind of dead air when I know I have a 5 minute timer when I actually was trying to get things set up, and I want to make sure that that makes its way. Anyway, the danger of jigging straight down is there's a possibility that I might pop open and discover a giant hole. And I don't want to do that, so I'm going in small little increments. But that's why I do what I do. Number one, when you look at stories in Okay, so I'm gonna go down and see what we find. It's gonna really suck if I find out later that this whole thing is going to end up in a ball of fire. But then again, it'll be good for the views, and good for the channel, and good for this in general. Ooh, we have us a cave down here. Aha! See, this is exactly what I was looking forward to. Ah! And holy mackerel! Back where we started. Ha ha ha! That's an easier way to get down here. What a way to end. I think this will be where we end things. Actually, you know what? I'm going to end it in another way. We're going to call this spot the hole because it is the hole. And we're going to call this done. So I'm going to we got a stick. No, we have not. Um, and we don't have the right plankage. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna end this by going to bed, and we're gonna go wood harvesting to have a little bit of extra content at the end, and we're going to but that's why I write stories, and that's why when I write stories, I write them number one from a faith-driven perspective. I'm not gonna call anybody religious or anything. Um, but we're gonna call this the hole because dang it, that's not. We're gonna call this the hole because it is the hole. Good because Oakwood's patching and making doesn't look good. I guess signage it could be made to make. I don't think they um have a multiple signs. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. It's an acacia sign. No, it's not just um. There we go. We have the hole. First off, we have to christen this with a pun because, and you'll see it at the end. Even though it's not actually um in audio. So, Torch, the hole, fire in the hole. Hey, um, I had to do that, even though now I gotta go back down and get those. But you saw the pun. You saw the pun. Ah, there we go. Now we'll call it a day. And what we'll do is I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna say absolutely to everyone. It was wonderful being with you all this time. And I'm going to bid you all a fond farewell. Um, I will be putting this video up and making sure that it has no dead space, no just me standing as, and definitely no end greeting or um anything of that nature. I'm gonna say to you all, great being with you today, and adios. And the video will be up just as soon as I can get the footage edited. And hopefully, you will enjoy the next part of your um very quickly. And I apologize that it's taken this long, but have a great rest of your evening and have a great rest of your week. And hopefully, I will be on more with covers and things of that nature and more gameplay. I might record some more Hogwarts Legacy to make up for the fact that there will probably be no um Johan uploaded. And welcome again to um our newest subscriber. I don't know who you are, but welcome indeed. And I was glad to be here today. So have a great rest of your evening slash rest of your day. Sorry that I haven't been really writing as much as I'd like, and sorry that I haven't been able to upload. But there will be more writing projects in the future, and I will, with that, stop the recording now, and